Who doesn't like Bailey?
Okay, we're live. Let's get going. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to give you the agenda more often if everybody's here because of the new MLS. That's pretty cool. Just one thing about meetings that are very important. I appreciate you being here, and I understand you can't be here every time, but that's why we put them on YouTube. And if you don't get here and you don't get on YouTube and you don't know what's going on, and then you ask me 3 months later, what the hell is going on? It's your fault. I gave you the meeting. I gave it to you on YouTube. You're not looking at it. You can't keep in the loop. Our business changes very quickly. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are happening. And the only way I can be sure that you get them is through these meetings. Nobody reads emails, so forget about that. If I have something very important, I text you all, but I try to limit that because, we're inundated by emails, we're inundated by text. But it is very important to understand this is your responsibility to keep in the loop. So let's do that. Now, we're going to start with a LinkedIn post from someone we just saw last night. So Mike Meadler, who is the CEO of Century 21 Worldwide, came to our awards dinner last night, and that was very cool. And about a month ago, he posted this LinkedIn that I thought was really spot on for real estate. You understand this guy eats, sleeps, and breathes real estate. That's the only way you get to be CEO of Century 21. And he's been with the Century 21 system for over 20 years and worked his way up to the top. So his title is Always Elevate. And he basically gives you 4 actions he applies every day on his path to growth. I got to talk with him for a few minutes, and the guy is so down to earth. This guy's running an organization that's in 80 countries, 112,000 agents around the world. And I don't know, he just seemed like an ordinary guy, So number 1 action, transparent communication fueled success. It really boils down to how effectively we are able to communicate as a team with each other and our partners. So, transparent communication. We really have to make sure that they're listening and we're saying it clearly, because so many things happen when things are not said clearly. Yeah. Laser focus on daily activities drive extraordinary results. The great IndyCar racer Bobby Unser famously said, "Success is where preparation and opportunity meet." What that preparation can be is very unique to your own journey. For me, it's establishing a consistency in my daily routine. No matter what my day may be, my day kicks off with a morning run. It keeps my mind focused and allows me to be physically prepared to meet the demands of the day. Committing to this every morning has made me more impactful in working towards the bigger brand goals. So, in breaking down the bigger picture goals into daily activities required to accomplish them, we begin to see more incremental changes as a result over time. Take Kevin Mills from Century 21 Barefoot Realty. 3 years ago, he decided to commit to daily prospect calling in his local market, increased his business threefold, becoming our number 1 producer in units in the U.S. Wow. Yeah, wow, exactly. Daily habits. Do you have a daily routine in the morning? Do you start the day the same way? And are you starting it on a positive note? Very important. Obviously, healthy body, healthy mind. We really can't be at our peak without spending some time getting some exercise, eating right, and getting sleep.
The whole balance.
Those are the 3 things. Yeah, the whole balance thing. Exactly. Number 3, have confidence in yourself. Sometimes this is easier said than done. Doubt can come from many places. Being involved in sales throughout my career led me to experience many yeses, but also many nos. It's easy to believe that this form of rejection reflects how you are as a person. Doubling down on your strengths, your value proposition, and what you bring to the table is the best differentiator you can leverage to achieve your success. Last but not least, be inspired by your why. I don't know if you've seen Simon Sinek on YouTube. Okay, he posted a very important TED conference. Everybody know what TED conference is? If you don't know what TED conference is, Google it. Some of the world's greatest speakers give reports on these in these conferences, and the classic ones from Simon Sinek is about your why. Everything is about your why. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. As the lines between professional and personal continue to evolve in a supportive ecosystem for each other, it is important that your why can drive your passions and fuel your successes across both fronts. For me, my why is my family, who are part of everything that I do. Success is not an overnight achievement. It is a long and sometimes grueling process. I didn't develop these key traits overnight. More, it was through growth I've experienced on my journey that led me to these discoveries. Committing to these keys to success takes work, but the end result is often worth the rise to the challenge. What does the road to success look like for you? Communication, focus, confidence, your why. Definitely listen to Simon Sinek if you haven't heard that TED Talk. It's quite amazing. Okay, so let's go to our agenda, and the first thing we're going to do is market stats. So it's first week of March. On March 1st, this year it was March 2nd. March 1st was a Sunday. I went in and I checked the inventory. Do you think we have more or less inventory than last year?
Less.
Okay. We have a little less over the broader market, but in some markets we have more. For example, Plainview on March 2nd had 112 pieces of inventory. Last year at that time it was 97. The year before that it was 108. Very important to understand what goes on in Nassau and Suffolk County doesn't necessarily go on in Plainview and Syosset and Hicksville. Syosset is a good example. 111 pieces of inventory. Last year was 110. The year before, 77. Whoa. You know, Hicksville, Wantaw, Levittown, they're all good, and they all bring in, actually, Levittown didn't bring in lower inventory. They brought in a low absorption rate, 2.5, but the inventory is the highest it's been in the last 3 years on March 2nd, 115 pieces in Levittown. But they sold 46 houses, so that brings into a 2.5 absorption rate. So absorption rate, very important. Last year in Nassau County, the average was 4.8. Last year at this time, it was 5.0. This year on March 2nd, it was 4.2. Yeah, pretty good. Plainview is 3.4. Bethpage, 3.4. And Syosset, anybody want to guess? What? 6.2. Oh, that upper market's still not doing too well. And you know, the funny thing is, the interest rates, which drive the lower market, do not really drive the upper market that much. You know, so what?
You would think it would.
No, rich people think differently. Yeah. So.
Well, of course, I borrow money and it costs to borrow money.
Yeah, but the other thing is, all these people have been affected by what's happened in the stock market in the last 2 weeks. Most people here have not lost 100, 200,000 in the stock market, but most of those people have. So that's the deal. Levittown 2.5, Wantua 2.4, Belmore's 4.6, above the average. Why? Because Belmore has higher inventory, higher priced inventory. Massapequa 2.8.
Wow.
Last year was 4.8. The average last year was 4.0. They sold 51 houses in February in Massapequa with 145 pieces of
This
inventory.
year.
Right now, yes.
You think
Yes.
it's weather dependent because it's been spring the whole year, basically.
Well, yes, obviously, we often have a February or early March decline because we get 12 inches of snow and now everything stops for a couple of days.
Right.
We don't have that, and we got no chance of that happening now. Thank you, God is right.
Sometimes
To
you
me,
said that now.
It
It's
never
this
said
weekend.
that.
I will hunt you
Yeah,
down.
you guys are nuts.
No, no.
Out of the woods.
No.
Snow is April.
No.
The next 10 days, we're in the 40s. We're not getting snow.
I know.
Yeah.
It's one
Day,
full
it's
day,
snow.
Saturday.
He's gonna come shovel anybody's
Listen,
house.
I started playing golf this week. It cannot snow anymore. That's the way it is.
Snow blower was very upset.
Yeah, yeah. All those guys who do the cleaning of the streets. Wow, they got killed. Okay, so Suffolk County doing just as well as Nassau. Its absorption rate is 4.2. Not so different from its average last year, 4.3. Last year, this time it was 4.6. So any questions about the market? We have to understand that interest rates, which are absolutely crazy. The 10-year note this morning was 0.94.
Great.
Out.
9.94. Yes, yeah. And the
only
2-year
up to
note
20.
was 0.55 or
That's sort of
something.
15.
I mean, why do you give the government your money for 10 years and get 0.94?
That's a no-brainer.
No, and everybody expects them not to go up, but to go down. So that is very good news for us, especially if you work the lower end of the market. Those people just got $40,000 or $50,000 more buying power. The problem is everybody got $40,000 or $50,000 more buying power. So here come the bidding wars.
Well, if they're not educated, they don't know that they got that buying power.
Yeah. Right.
So if they were approved back in December,
Right.
they have no clue.
They were proved last
Can I
month.
answer a question for, maybe I'm not educated in this, but I've read left and right that you're talking notes, you're talking bank notes. That has no direct correlation.
No,
with
10-year
mortgage.
note has a direct relate to
correlation with
the
mortgage? Because I'm
Direct.
getting all these reductions
not
in
the
interest
Fed rate.
No.
Fed rate doesn't have a connection.
Fed rate went down.
Mortgage rates are based on the 10-year note. Now, like Quentin said many months ago, there's a limit to how low it's going to go, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see 3% 30 years. We're at about
I'm already
3.3.
seeing it with, if you buy down a point.
I
there.
saw
Yeah,
2.9.
What?
you're already there.
2.9?
Yeah.
For 30?
Yeah, 30 or 30. I'm seeing in the two with a 1 point. You buy a point.
Yeah, no, 15s are. Yeah. So
Free money.
let me explain to you what this is. First of all, it's a chance for you to educate your buyers to make sure they recheck with their mortgage person and understand if they wait 3 or 4 months, there's no guarantee that they're going to stay this long. Number two, it's a perfect reason to call all your past clients, buyers and sellers. They all have houses still. They all have mortgages. Most of them don't understand how low it's gone and how much money they're going to be able to save. They probably can go down to a 15 from a 30 and still save a couple of $100 a month.
Amazing.
And paid off in here.
That's crazy.
We have a client that bought his house at the end of January of last year, refied about a month ago, took his full PMI off, and he's saving $450 a month.
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you put that 450 into your mutual fund in 10 years, what's it worth?
Nothing right now.
Some other 10 years, some other
But it might
investment.
Yeah.
increase your rate.
What rate did he go
Some other
for?
investment, what's it worth? And you roll that 450 into something.
It'd be worth a lot of money in 10 years.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You could buy real low.
I mean, he wants to buy another house, so.
Well,
There you
what
go.
rate did he have and then did he go
I
Did he need 4.75?
something like that.
to? And then he went
Now
to
he's
what?
at 3.4 when he did it, I think. So he jumped.
And it made sense of.
And they only put like
Yeah,
20% down
yeah.
payment.
We walked into
Say,
equity, we
when
walked
I
into
waited until
25,000 in
today.
equity when we bought the house. By the time he refied, I think he had another 50 to 60 in equity.
Nice.
But I know if we sell the house tomorrow, I'll get him 70,000 more,
Yeah.
So it makes sense to refi then and pay the closing again.
100%.
Especially that early.
Especially it was like, yeah,
You had
a
29
year,
years left on your mortgage?
$450
Yeah, really?
back in your pocket.
Yeah.
And he took the PMI off for the life of the loan.
Well, that's the
Right.
thing.
So-
Yeah, right.
It's really monthly.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
So get on the phone. There is
People
no
6 months
reason.
ago could do that.
What?
People 6 months ago.
Yes,
could-
absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. So everybody needs to be talked to, and you're not telling them, do you have something to sell or buy?
Yeah.
You're telling them, I have information that can save you hundreds of dollars a month. Are you interested to hear it? You know, and then you should be working together with your main mortgage people to be able to pass them on and get them done. The mortgage people are going to be crazy busy this spring. You know, we might have more refis than we have sales, even though we have a lot of sales.
I've talked to several bankers, and they're anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks behind now. Because
Wow.
their refi boom's been so crazy, all their purchases are suffering from.
Right. That's a good point. It's happened before, and it probably will continue to happen through
So
the
I
spring.
expect that to happen. Our closings are probably gonna take longer.
But what he's talking about as far as communication, if you let them know that, you're not getting panicked phone call because there's a delay.
Oh,
It's a
100%.
great thing to
Yeah,
point
you have
out too. Hey, you're gonna be
Yeah.
slower, but it's okay, you got your rate, just dial it back because, you know.
Or if you have a rental, or like you're in a rental, you have to be out on March 30th, know that you're gonna be sleeping at mom and dad's on their couch.
Yeah.
You know, for 2 weeks.
Free of charge, by the way.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
You're gonna save money.
Yeah. Screw your parents, you save a couple bucks,
Yeah,
who's better than us?
Home cooked meals, you
Good to go.
wrong.
You can leave some things back there too.
3 stores.
Wow, it's the whole package deal.
Telling you, we work the numbers, kid. That's funny.
Okay, so since our last meeting, we had 14 new listings, 8 of them traditional.
We needed 10, right?
What?
Keep the Wizard of Oz.
Is that what it was?
On vacation,
We
yeah.
needed 10?
No. This is in the last 2 weeks. So we need 10 in March. Good news is we have 5 already in 5 days. So that's very cool. I smell a lunch. I don't know who's going to be picking it. Come on, Angel, get us another listing. Okay. So let's talk about the traditional listings. This was from last month, so it doesn't count for this month, but Aaron, tell us about Jerome Place and Pine Street. First, are they still available?
14 Jerome, we took it first. It is a raised ranch, but we're labeling it as a high ranch. Everything's redone, 5-bedroom, solar panels, That's
Leased or owned?
owned.
Okay.
They owe 25,000.
Finance.
Yes. Central Air has a basement apartment, outside entrance, fully redone, pool, $499, taxes are 11,800 and change.
11,395. Yeah. So, did it have an inspection yet?
Friday morning.
Okay.
We put it up at 12 o'clock that Sunday, at midnight, and first phone call from this agent was at 8 o'clock. She showed it later that
Wow.
day. We got the offer within 48 hours.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And
Nice.
then we had great traction. She did the open house, 15 people, he said.
Wow.
It's a good number
What
for
town?
it's a good number for
This
an
is
open
Coleman.
house. Okay.
It's right over near Tanner Park. I guess you
It's
might
Amity Harbor.
It's
Yeah.
Amity Harbor. Great house. And then 37 North Pine, Massapequa. That's a fully renovated split level, 5 levels, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. House should have sold the first day, but we have high property taxes.
Yes.
Or
Oh
18 and change.
my God.
And it should be between 12 and 15. Because all the other splits around there are like that.
Is this the open concept one?
The
The white one? The white-
Yeah, so
I saw
that's-
that on Alex.
That's plain edge schools.
It's plain as school,
Yeah.
which
So
typically has higher property
Yes.
taxes,
But
but.
that's insane.
not 18.
18 is a little high,
So we
but
priced it at $549, which typically those splits go in the 600s.
Yeah.
kind of price it aggressively and to consider
Right.
the high property taxes, but we don't have an offer yet.
Okay,
So
excellent. Okay, Angel, our two Theodores,
Two Theodores,
102 and 143. Any difference between the two?
not really.
All of them are the same. Angel has nightmares with Theodores just coming through.
We're up to our and Theodores.
How's the activity at Country Village?
Picking up.
Yeah,
It was slow through the winter.
Right,
Now
it always
I can
is.
sense it's picking up.
okay.
Yeah.
So these will be gone by the end of the month? You don't know?
There's 11 for sale there right now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We have to work down the inventory a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah,
How many do you have?
13.
only 4. That's terrible. Okay, Eric, 23 Hearth Lane in Westbury.
Nice colonial. Pretty much everything is updated inside the house. Taxes are great.
Yeah, 11,859. Yeah, that's
For
pretty low.
2,000 square
Well, it's
feet.
East Meadow Schools. It tends to be lower, and they must have agreed that,
Absorption rate was 1.7.
yeah.
It's no basement, right?
No, these 11s, yeah.
Former 11 house.
Yeah,
But it's 100 by 100, you know. Big,
Yeah.
big
Wow, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great area there, Hearth
Yeah,
Lane.
yeah.
Hearth. I used to play basketball in that park.
Get out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
When I was an agent, I go there every Sunday in the morning and play basketball with the
Wow,
local
that's
guys. Yeah, well, I lived a mile from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but you compare those taxes to Lyon and Hardy, you see how bad it can be.
Yeah.
What's
It was
the?
$5.99, right?
Yeah, $5.99. Okay, and Mike Sims, hot off the presses, 1804 Village Lane.
4-bedroom, 3-bath, Centerville Colonial. Taxes are 10.9, been agreed successfully. The house is huge.
What town?
It's in Wantor,
Oh, nice.
just north. of
Wanto Schools.
Yes, just north of Sunrise, just west of Wantor Parkway, hardwood floors throughout, wide open floor plan. Please take a look at the pictures online. It's a really, really pretty home. Full basement, quarter finished, formal living room, formal dining room, 25 feet of counter space, 44 kitchen cabinets and drawers. The kitchen is a freaking gargantuan. It's huge. Really, really good home. 3 above ground oil tanks. For what it's worth, you can buy in bulk and save a tremendous amount of money. Really.
Wow.
Two outside the house, 1 in the basement. Asking price is $749.9. Taxes are $10.9. Start showing Tuesday.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay,
3 oil.
What
Nice.
town?
Wantor.
Wanto Schools. Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
Nice.
Great location. I mean, literally about a minute and a half off the Wanto Park where you don't hear it, you don't see it. And right off the Sunrise, just north of Sunrise, about 3 blocks north of Sunrise.
Okay, so we have 5 already this month. We're only in 5 days. What? Maybe we can get 30 this month. Then we'll have to have at least 2 lunches. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Split the people up into 2 groups. It's all good. It's all good. Spring is coming. I can smell the listings coming. Yeah, cash.
Double
Exactly. Exactly. So that's great. Okay, some announcements. Training on Saturday, the tools of our intranet with Arlene Gregory. And then next Wednesday, if you've never seen him, you need to see him, Mike Kenduck, doing REOs. So that'll be at Franklin Square next Wednesday, 9:30 to 11:30. You learn from the master. That's all I can say. Okay, Casino Night Fundraiser. I hope you will commit to tickets today, even if you don't have the money. I would like to get that off and running. I do not want to be pushing the week before. It seems like it's so far away, but this is the 5th and that's the 25th. It's less than 3 weeks. So if you can commit today, tell me how many tickets. I can give you the tickets after the meeting, and then you can give me the money by March 20th. So please make my life easier and make a decision. If you can't make it, let me know too, so I won't bother you about whether you want to do it.
It's a Wednesday night, right, John?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Something we discovered thanks to Rebecca, that from Dotloop, we can text people the documents. You do not have to email them. You can text them.
That's big.
It's very cool, right?
Yeah.
Have you used it since then yet? No? Just from the test?
So you said, can they sign as well?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. The document pops up and they can sign it.
Question.
Does that mean you have to send it from your phone as a?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not, you don't
From your-
send it
From
as
your
a text,
computer.
you send it through Dotloop. So
Yeah,
in
but
Dotloop,
on your phone, you can't do the text.
no, you cannot do it on your desktop. It does, the app doesn't show up on your desktop. Let me get what it is.
You can text it from the laptop. too.
So there's a thing on the bottom of your phone app called Messenger. The first time you click it, it asks you to activate it, and then it goes through a whole security thing. But after it's activated, you can pick any loop and text those documents to people, which is very, very cool. Thank you, Rebecca, for asking the question, and I was happy with the answer. It's really good. Okay. So I want to do just a review because we're going to go to the next level of this, getting you to be involved in more of MK's listings. I'm preparing a list today for reassignment, ones that are already assigned, and it does not make sense that the in-house guys keep them. Most of them are going to be resicaps. Just does not make any sense. So I want it to be absolutely clear because somebody came to me yesterday and said, I didn't know that. Well, the only thing I could say is you weren't at that meeting and you didn't go to the YouTube and listen to it. But the fact is, if you participate in this program, you're taking responsibility for the marketing, taking the leads, doing the open houses on these properties. If you sell the property itself, it's sold at a 50-50 split. Everything else you come off of it is your regular split. And this is one of the things, the reason why I want to give these to you guys is because I don't necessarily want you to sell the properties.
Right.
The most important thing is to do what the in-house guys can't do. Take them from this property to the property around the corner and sell them something else.
It's not hard to do.
Okay, Andover is a perfect example. It's a Syosset listing, a split, priced right, but anybody know what the taxes on Andover are? What?
30.
$31,000 for a split in Syosset.
That's all.
And it's not North Syosset either.
Oh, come on.
So should an in-house guy handle that? How many leads are we going to be getting on that in the next month or so? But you can take that price and get an open house and take 2 or 3 of those people to something around the corner where the taxes are 18. It's a slam dunk. It's a slam dunk. So if you take an assignment, if you sell the assignment, it's 50-50. If you don't have an assignment and you pick one of the in-house guys' houses to do an open house, it's the same story. 50-50, if you sell it at the open house, what's the odds? Not very high. What's the odds of getting a buyer or seller to take someplace else? Pretty good. So that's as clear as I can make it. I'm going to be asking people if they want to continue on the program. If they do, I'm working up a list today of reassignments, and hopefully by next week, they'll have decided which ones we're going to reassign now and which ones are going to reassign later.
So any of the resicaps that if we were to bring a buyer is a 50-50, regardless whether it's assigned to us or not?
No, I thought I was clear.
Right.
I make an assignment.
50-50.
You sell that property.
50-50.
It's your assignment. It's 50-50.
Right.
You sell any other resicap, you sell any other house off of that, regular.
What if I go to another one that I'm not assigned, say, John, I want to do an open house on this?
Then
one.
it's 50-50
That's what I
if
meant.
you sell
Yeah,
that house,
That's what I
not
meant.
if you get another deal off. I want to see deals
No,
off
I
of
get
these
it.
houses.
I get it.
How does that, let's say for argument's sake, Mark takes 123 Main Street, and I decide I'm gonna dial the phone and call around that. How does that impact? We're good? Okay.
Why would you do that?
Why would you not?
I honestly,
That's what
because
we're
I had,
not
no, to
doing.
answer the
That's what we're
question,
not doing.
because I had a
But
shit
we
year
have all
last
this
year, and I need to
inventory
do
and none of
something to
it's
generate some
demand.
business. If it
Right.
means dialing the
Like
phone,
saying
fuck it.
exactly what
I'm
we should
broke.
be
Yeah, exactly.
Marketing around, we have
Exactly.
this property and blah, blah, blah.
Walking.
Just 1 second.
I've done that too.
The reason for this office was to take advantage of his listing.
Right.
I spent 2 years getting to the point where he would recognize that. I was standing with him and the CEO of Century 21. And Mike said, we have a lot of potential here that we're not tapping. What was he talking about? Getting these assignments to you guys and
Right.
getting you to sell traditional listings. Yes, Al?
If we take one of these things that's reassigned to in-house, do we have to inspect it?
No.
Oh, that's no good.
We just did-
I know, you like the inspections. No, at this point, the outside staff, he loves inspections. What can I tell you? He's a whatchamacallit, he's a house guy.
He's a glutton for punishment.
So the reason this is happening is because the in-house inspection staff is solid. And they're handling things very well. And the only things they don't want to handle are east of the Sagittos. So if you're working out east, Chris, nobody's going to replace you for doing that. We can't send people that far out. It does not make any sense. I just hired an agent who lives in Hampton Bays.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to move.
We're going to his house.
Yeah. But the point is now we have reach into there. Yes.
You mentioned at the last meeting that I did attend, that we possibly are moving, and they're gonna be separated from us.
Yes.
So the question came, are we still gonna be privy to the same thing, our office, just like,
There is no change at all in how we will work. Just it will be two separate
okay,
locations.
so we're still gonna be able to get these where other offices really can't?
No,
Okay.
they are not separating from us. They're only physically moving
That's why I'm
themselves
asking.
to a place where everybody can park.
No, that's
They were
fine.
looking.
Another
Yeah,
Scary.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that lease is signed. They are moving to Melville. What?
Big Cotton place?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
For us or for them?
No, for them. Our place will have hopefully next week. What? Melville's great.
Where are they moving?
What? Melville on Pine Lawn.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Well, they
everyone.
picked the
What?
location.
Yeah.
They did.
Oh yeah, the lease is signed.
I know the building.
Yeah. Now, Mike doesn't fool around when he gets something in his head.
You're gonna eat good, they're gonna be right down the block from Blackstone.
They're gonna eat good.
Oh, Lord.
Priorities. That
What?
boy, George.
No. It's a rent. No, you can't buy over there. It's crazy. The taxes are bizarre.
Afternoon cocktail today.
Okay.
Or morning cocktails.
I can't go that early.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay, so hopefully next meeting I will have good news on our move. It is happening. We are just starting the negotiation, and hopefully Mike Litzner can put it to bed in 2 weeks, and next meeting I can tell you what we're doing and what the plans are and whatever. So
So I'll hold off on ordering.
Business cards, yeah.
yeah,
What's the location? Thinking on that
no,
one?
Syosset.
we have to be in Syosset.
None?
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that for now. And I don't want to screw the deal. Let's keep things.
Are we at least getting like a storefront or something?
What?
Are we at least getting like a storefront or something?
Yes. And we're getting parking.
Nice.
That's
What's that? Space and parking.
What's parking?
And the REO department will not be able to crunch in on us. They will be miles away.
Postal.
How
So-
serious is the towing right now?
What?
We
I know, I like
parking
that.
lot for,
That's bad.
right now?
Yeah, whatever.
They were parking on the street.
I know, there was 15 spots, I saw.
Yeah, really, I just said that.
They park by there where they're dropping the cement.
Right.
Nobody wants to park there. Don't worry about it.
Car underneath, put the train in, it's done.
Spot, right?
You can have the keys, here you go, it's yours.
Not my car, I'm borrowing it from Lexus for a few years.
Okay.
Even better, they're not yours.
Okay, so we are moving and grooving, and there will be changes, and hopefully we will put this to bed. I'm hoping the new lease is signed April 1st, and we move in the middle end of May.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's what I'm hoping. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that would be my plan if I had anything to say about it. Obviously, I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm not negotiating and whatever, but it'll be fine. Okay, so last night we had an awards dinner, and we have some awards to give out here, which are the Century 21 awards. I don't know why I put those there. Okay. So, number 1 award winner, Lisa Lopez.
Yay!
Masters for the third year in a row.
Atta
I'm not
girl.
going anywhere.
I'm just stuck it up.
Well, the attitude.
Treadmill.
Dangle the cheese so she runs. She's the mouse on the wheel. Dangle the cheese, run, Lisa.
Okay, so someone who got off the treadmill and moved up. Angel had her best year last year. And she's an emerald. Not a ruby, an emerald. It's very cool. Okay, so the people who took most of the awards home last night were the Aaron Bates team,
Yay.
Centurion for the second year, President's Award,
Oh, nice.
and Quality Service Pinnacle, which means they busted their ass to get those surveys in, and it worked.
And they were
So
positive.
congratulations. Okay, so this is for you. These are our office awards. Centurion, Pinnacle, which
Wow.
we shouldn't have gotten.
Yeah, whatever.
This should be Grand Centurion, double Centurion. You know?
Why isn't it?
Why isn't it? Because we didn't do what we needed to do last year. It's as simple as that. We didn't reach our goal. 5,040,000. Last year we had just under 4.2.
Parent to your kids. You got a B plus. That's terrible.
Oh no. Here's my mother. Math test. Mom, I got a 98. What happened to the other 2 points? What the hell? If you got a 98, you can get 100. How did you make a mistake like that?
I didn't spell my name right.
When I was a little kid, she said to me, I want you to memorize this backward and forward. And I did. So I told her forward, and then I told her backward. Yes, she, amazing. Okay, so Centurion's great, but we need to be double Centurion next year. That's it. What happened?
Who's double?
Who got the double?
This is our office.
No,
Did
no, but
anybody
who
get
has
it?
the double?
Nobody has a double.
Nobody got it.
Nobody
Sounds
in
better.
Long Island has ever had a double.
So then that's good. It sounds good. It's better that way.
No. Okay. This is the one I like. This is #1 office in New York State,
That's great.
which is very cool. And, you know, I remember 3 years ago, we lost #1 office to Century 21 Milestone by $100,000. And I promised that would never happen. So the #2 office behind us is Century 21 AA in Lindenhurst. They are behind us by $800,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody touches us from now on because we're going up to 5 million. But the fact is, we didn't do what we needed to do last year.
Data questions?
Yeah,
How many Century 21 offices are there in the country?
about
Number 10 in the
4,000.
country, right?
No, we're #10 company, not #10 office.
I don't mean all, I meant our company is
Number 10 in the country and #12 in the world.
So you don't know the numbers, that we can look
What?
that up?
Out of 5,000 offices in the world, we are #12. Wow, that's amazing. Yes,
And in the country, you said
we're #10
out of,
out of about, yeah, it's about 3,500. I'm not sure what the latest count is,
in
but
the state, we are #1 out of,
I think
these are
there's
great,
a couple of hundred.
soundbites. Just a couple of them.
You can get these things on Century 21.
Leave that one out there.
What?
You mentioned state.
Yeah, you know, when you're #1, you don't care how many behind you, really.
That's true.
Leave it out.
Oops, sorry. Okay, so that's that. So now we get to our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is that as of March 24th, the joining of Long Island MLS and Hudson Gateway Association of Realtors will be complete. What that means for you is that when you go on Stratus on March 24th, you will see the listings all the way from here up to Orange County.
That's good.
You put a listing there, all those agents can see it. You can see all their listings, and you have no problem with reciprocity now. You are part of the same MLS. You understand MLSs were created for cooperation. They were created to cooperate on listings for showings and offers. That's basically what an MLS does. All this does is expand the scope of what we have for showings and offers. So that's the good news. And I am personally shocked that they got it done this quickly. I expect a few hiccups on March 24th, 25th, but looks like they have it in hand. And that's really good news because they have not had a good track record with technology. And this is a really tough thing. If you ever work with databases and you try to merge two databases that were different, very, very difficult, very difficult. So they had to make choices of how things were going to be. One of the things you're going to see when you put in entries is a lot less yes and no fields, a lot more check boxes. So on the way that, the features of the house, it will be check boxes. So that's very cool. Let me go through some of the things. So, first of all, statuses have changed a little. Number one, under contract will now be called pending, as the rest of the country does. So when you put something under contract, you will be put it as pending. Okay, it doesn't change. It's not about first accepted. It's not about anything else. Under contract is pending. Pending with bank approval goes away. It's pending or pending.
So you'll never know the difference between a short sale.
Well, no, because short sale yes or no will still be there. So if it's short sale yes and it's pending, it's probably pending bank approval, but we really won't know when the bank approves it. Okay, which is a problem. Released.
The only way to know that before anyways, you never had an option to put under contract pending bank approval, I thought.
No, what happened is in the old way, you would put it pending bank approval. When the bank approved it, you would turn it to under contract. Okay, now you can't do that because it's pending and pending is under contract. Yeah, so PBAs are going away. Releases, not withdrawals, releases are now called canceled listings. That means when you release someone, the listing is canceled, it's free for everybody else to go after. Withdraw released is still there. The difference is when it passes the commission obligation date, it will change automatically to expired. So if you have been prospecting released ones, you had to go in and look at the release and find out where the commission obligation date is. You will not have to do that anymore because if it's withdraw released, there is a commission obligation date and you cannot talk to them. It will turn to expired. It'll be part of the regular expired pool as it passes that commission obligation date, which is pretty useful. Okay, temporarily off the market. Also, this is a pretty big change. We understand that if a property can't show for 3 days, we have to put it temporarily off the market. It used to be, it was a 10-day thing. It's unlimited. You could keep it temporarily off the market till it expires.
Wow.
Yes,
Why?
exactly.
Why'd they change it?
Why did they change that? Part of the thing is putting the two MLSs together. They did things one way, we did things the other. They're picking the best way or the way that they think most of the country works, and that's why they're making these choices. Fair enough, exactly.
So you could have a seller who wants to take a 2-month break from selling their house.
Correct.
We can put it up
Temporarily off the market.
No big deal.
No, temporarily off. Now, the big change with temporarily off the market is it is no longer available. If you search availables, you will not find temporarily off the market. You have to search for unavailables to find temporarily off the market. So it's like a mini withdraw release.
I think it still shows up on Zillow.
So it's like an office
It
exclusive.
definitely shows.
What?
It's almost like an office.
No, you can't show it.
No,
you
I
can't.
know. If it shows up on Zillow and all the other websites, then buyers.
Well, it
see
won't because it's unavailable. No.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
because it's
that's
considered
Yeah,
unavailable?
yes,
Oh, okay,
It's
because
withdrawn.
before it was still
Yes.
considered available.
yes, exactly.
And that
Big
brings us
difference.
to the next point.
What?
No, the old way you would get calls.
Yes.
And then you had to figure it out.
Right.
Tell the people, oh, no, yeah, you see it, but
Right.
you can't see it.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much Zillow is going to be on top of this at the beginning, But that's the theory. The theory is now it's unavailable. It shouldn't show up on any of the websites as available.
That's
It
right.
certainly won't show up on MLSLI anymore.
So if we get one of those anomalies, I guess, we'd have to backtrack to see that we really can't show it at all because it's unavailable. Like if a buyer calls you, say, listen, I saw this on Zillow,
Yeah.
you look it up on MLS, it's not there, you're gonna have to backtrack to see it's.
You're going to go look at the unavailables and it'll be there on the temporary.
And
Yeah.
you can't show it at all.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
nobody can show it.
correct. Absolutely. So we want to use these properly. If the thing is withdrawn, let's get the withdrawal paper and just withdraw it. Temporarily off the market is for, we don't know. Maybe it'll be off for a week, maybe it'll be off for a month, maybe it'll be off for 2 months, but we expect it to come back. If we don't expect it to come back, let's
Get
just
rid of it.
withdraw.
Don't we have to put a date on it still?
What?
The, TMO?
When it's
No.
coming back.
You don't have to put a date at all.
No, you change the status today to temporarily off the market. There is no end date
So that locks it up so that nobody can even relist it until it's released, right?
until it's the expiration date.
Until it becomes.
The expiration date of the contract.
Right.
Or your initial contract.
Yeah, the expiration date is still going to be on the listing. So, whatever. That's not such a big deal. Okay, so the big change, and this is going to create havoc in the back office, is like they do with Hudson Gateway Association, all listing paperwork has to be uploaded at the time it happens. You take a listing, you have to upload the listing contract to Stratus. You take a price change, the report of change has to be uploaded to Stratus. So you extend the listing, any paperwork dealing with a listing, you're going to need to upload it within 24 hours.
And it goes to Stratus now.
Yes. So the deal is you're putting the listing in. It's going to give you the opportunity at that point to have the contract. Just have it ready, just like you have the pictures ready. You put up the pictures, you put up the listing contract, you're good. You know, so that's very important. We want to make sure that we follow that. And as I said, that's a lot more work back there now. Okay, another thing that's changed is we're always able to list with another agency. For example, a divorce. He wants his realtor, she wants her realtor. You would both put it on. Okay, you both can list it, but only one of you can put it on. It can't be put on twice. There's only going to be one listing. You're going to have to decide who is the listing agent that's putting it in, and the other becomes the co-listing agent. So now co-listing agent used to be only in your company.
Right.
Now it can be anybody in the MLS. Wow. Yes,
Well,
exactly.
only applies to that unique situation.
Kind of,
It applies to any time you're sharing a listing with another agency.
it's kind of cool if you for like a referral or something, like if I referred something to
That makes sense,
Hampton,
though.
I could be the co-list
Exactly.
on them.
Well, if they want to give you that much of the listing.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Or getting it without-
no, I mean,
Right.
they're not gonna give me a full point, but I'm still getting my 25 or
Okay,
10 or something. I could be the co-list.
you could.
Get credit for the
It
sale.
becomes more complicated if the owner doesn't expect that to happen. You know, the divorce is a very,
No,
Good
I'm just
case.
talking, I'm just talking
Yeah.
about referring something
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Now you could become a
You
co-list.
could, but you're probably not going to as many times as you'd think, because everything we do has to be approved by the owner. It's good for us, but it doesn't help the owner anymore that your name is there on the second. Do you know what I mean?
You could sell it to them real easy, like, hey, it's just
Yeah.
another person working
More
from another
marketing.
area.
Offer an experience where I had that whole thing happen with the divorced people. And the matrimonial attorney that I had referred to, my client was able to negotiate with her attorney going, no, Michael's taking the listing and it was done. That might help as far as you securing it, to have a good relationship with the matrimonial attorney.
Oh, sure.
Give you the leverage to go, hey, I'm the listing agent, I'm gonna market it. You know, that helps.
Okay. As of May 1st, but we should start doing it now, every listing that we can confirm an interior square footage, the interior square footage is no longer an optional thing.
Wow.
So the rule is,
It's
if
about
you,
time.
what?
It's about time.
Yes, if you can look it up on a verifiable public source, it's usually going to be the town website, then you have to put it in.
If we can, only if we can confirm.
Yeah, they say, in the seminar that I took yesterday, they said, well, there are some towns in Suffolk County where it's very difficult.
Town of Huntington.
They don't, no, town of Huntington is easy.
No, I bought my house 4 years ago. They were just starting to do it in Melville.
I understand, but now,
Now they're
town of
doing
Huntington
everything.
website, town of Islip website, town of Brookhaven. What?
That's effective May 1.
Yeah, but let's start just doing it now,
Yeah.
because it's the right thing to do.
People want to know.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly. So that is the thing. Um,
Offer a suggestion, if
Yeah.
anyone's using VH2 Studios for whatever X amount of money, they'll do a floor plan that you can put on MLS, and that'll take away that, because they calculate the square footage for you as well. That helps.
We're doing it for every single one of our houses right now. We have a
Regardless of the price?
better price.
Yeah.
We were doing it ourselves with the laser beam.
Yeah.
We figured out another way to do it. We'll talk about it after.
okay, cool.
I'd like to hear it now.
Okay, another thing that's coming on May 1st, they didn't want to do this on the launch on the 24th because they thought it would be too confusing, is you are going to be allowed to put in coming soon.
Wow, that's a
They got
big
rid of that.
change, yeah.
So
Wow.
coming soon is for any listing that you're preparing to list within 14 days. It cannot be longer than that.
What if
It
doesn't come?
cannot be shown.
Consumers are gonna
It cannot
furious.
be put on, it will not be put on Zillow or whatever. But they said you can put it on social media.
So
So
it
that-
will be on the MLS or it won't be on
No, it
the MLS?
won't be on there.
Yes,
No.
it will be on the MLS, it's coming
On
soon.
Village Lane, I have the new ones. It starts showing March 10th, but I listed it today just to try and stir the soup a little bit. How is?
Well, you missed it by a day, but that's okay.
What if it never comes, the listing?
What?
What if
Well,
it-
then it has to be taken down after 14 days.
You know how many people are gonna be doing that?
Oh,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like this at
I'm
all.
already thinking of 5 properties.
I like right here I'm with you. I'm like, hell yeah.
Hey, it's allowed.
In
I
2
would say
years,
your house,
you're gonna
your
love
house,
this
your
house.
You have to put the listing paperwork up.
Rule breakers.
So the listing paper's gotta be there.
What?
On the coming soon.
Yeah.
You have to have what paperwork, and
You have to have a listing.
next part to the question is, are you gonna still use the same MLS number when you list it?
What happened?
Same
Does it
MLS
go,
number when you list
when
it?
it goes from?
I don't know how they're doing the MLS numbers. That wasn't covered in the,
So when you put the coming
Number
soon
is-
up, you have to have your listing agreement up.
Yes, correct.
You
Yeah.
need pictures?
Yeah, you just can't pick a house and say it's coming soon.
That's what I
Hey,
mean.
Mike,
I'm going, I dare you. I don't think you can sell my house. If you text me paperwork later on, I'm gonna find you. Wrangle you.
That's great, you have a lot of coming
She
soon.
tells him, just text it to Michael, that idiot will sign.
Okay.
Honey, I guess we're moving.
So the deal is,
Dylan never-
this is not until May 1st, and there will be further instructions on how exactly it will work. I just thought you'd like to know that this is coming as part of the new package.
I
So
thought,
that is different than the state rule about 24-hour availability
Good point.
that's happening.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. May 1st, it's also coming.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a rule about availability even on exclusives. So if
I thought
exclusives,
exclusives were going away completely.
no, they're not going away.
Oh.
They're virtually going away because you have to make the exclusives available to any agent that wants it.
So how is
They
it?
do that now too.
So it's not gonna be on MLS friendly to us if we're not in there or.
Right, but you
So
find out that it's
through
listed,
Zillow or whatever.
yes,
But
right.
that was always the case.
That's true.
It's gonna be a new thing, May 1st. We will get more instructions on how this clear option is going to
If you don't
work.
follow the rules, you're gonna get fined.
So do we have to be buyer brokers then? to
Yes.
show- So we still, so it's the same. except they have to-
Absolutely.
They're telling them to loosen the reins a little.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, enforcement is supposed to be something that's going to be changed. So remember when we explained if you have a trouble with getting into a listing or getting an
Right.
offer, you would come to me, I would talk to their manager.
Yeah.
If we didn't get any consideration and things didn't happen, we would go to the zone chairperson. Well, they don't have zone chairpersons anymore. They have rules enforcement facilitators.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Oh,
Rules title.
Sounds like horse shit to me.
It's called kumbaya. They don't
You
wanna have
call
aggressive
another
terms.
broker who's a rules facilitator, and he makes the
We
call.
call them.
No,
You call
Michael. Again, the same thing is the way it is. You try to work it out with the agent. 48 hours later, it hasn't happened. You call me, I call their boss. 48 hours again, it hasn't happened. I go to the rules enforcement
No, the
facilitator.
facilitator, there's the
Yes.
kumbaya difference. You sit in the
I like
circle
it.
and
You know,
that's what Johnny knows.
Okay. Any questions so far? Yeah,
So
we're,
what you're saying is that, like, if
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into a house and someone doesn't call me back, 48 hours is the time at which I should tell you.
well, yes, but you understand the new rule is 3 hours.
They gotta get back to you.
Wow.
3 hours.
Oh, Rick
We have to
Claiborne
get back to you
screwed.
in 3 hours.
Yes. So here's the deal.
Send it to him.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Any traditional listing here, Linda better have your owner's phone number and any lockbox information. Because it's our responsibility as a brokerage. If you're out for the weekend and you can't do it, that's no excuse for not showing the house unless the owner has specifically said, I don't want to show it this weekend, and we have that in
Again, it
writing.
gets back to communication that you were talking about before.
Yes.
Transparency.
Yes. So we had one listing where there was a lockbox, we didn't know what it was, and the selling agent needed to get in for an inspection, and that desk didn't know what the lockbox was. Yeah. So it is very, very important.
They couldn't reach the agent? Call them?
Yeah, eventually we did, but that's not the point. The point is, we shouldn't have to,
Right.
okay? We're not gonna put it on the TPL where everybody can see it. We're gonna put it on a part of the TPL that you never see. But it's gotta be put on there so that we can back you up, so that when somebody calls and complains, we don't have to say, oh, I don't know, it's too bad. Now I'm gonna get a call from the facilitator.
Rules enforcement.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so we don't wanna do that. Okay. One thing that is very interesting, a new field. The new field is the year renovated. Yes.
Interesting.
So the house was built 1954, was renovated 2017. You can put that date in there as a renovation
They
date.
renovated to 10, to 15.
Well, yeah, but for me, for a listing, I would never put renovated 2005. That would be against what we
How
want
do
to
you
do.
verify and what kind of documentation are they gonna need to see
Right,
to
exactly.
say?
Not as.
You know,
Well,
what? But
listen.
you know, I think the roof's about 8 years old.
Yeah.
40 years ago it was 8 years.
What defines renovated? They just changed them.
No,
You know, they did the whole house.
No, they did the whole house,
The
kitchens
whole
and
house,
baths.
Kitchens and baths is renovated.
Yes.
You redid the kitchen, redid the bath, within whatever time we'll find out.
Yeah.
That's considered a renovated.
Well,
property.
see, within the time, but you wouldn't want to do this for a listing that was renovated in 2005. Why do you want to tell people renovations are 15 years old? You only want to do it for something that was renovated this year or last year, so that it shows you couldn't say it's new construction, but now we can say newly renovated.
Do we have to put a term next, newly renovated,
That's
what?
right.
Bathroom, new, or just newly renovated? blanket
Well,
term for
the
that.
field is a date. We put the year it was renovated.
Is it required?
No, it is not required at all.
And how much renovation does?
Well, I mean, you understand, the
market.
market will determine if you were truthful or not.
Right.
People come in and say, this was renovated,
Right.
that's not gonna help you.
The toilet is
Just the
crap.
bathroom is renovated.
It's, yeah,
And
no.
light switch, that cost me $8.
If it's just a bathroom, put it in like.
So the deal is, we wanna use this selectively with the proper, we have flips. We have people who bought our REOs, fixed them up, and now flipping them. This is a perfect case where we would wanna put renovated 2019.
We work with buyers who want houses that are, who we're weeding through and we're wasting time looking
Yes.
for houses
Right,
that are newly
Right.
renovated. If I could say, oh, give me something that was renovated in 2016 or later,
right.
then that's gonna be,
Sure.
working with the buyer is gonna be a time saver. for you.
Absolutely. It's
Because
fantastic.
It's only putting those
But
newer
look at the
ones in front
pictures
of them.
before.
Right, but then
But a lot of
you're
agents will
getting
put you
10 instead of 30.
Yeah.
But Rebecca,
Right.
is that being subjective? I mean, you get people that are very
Bless you.
creative with, oh, it was newly renovated.
Right, but I mean, of course, you're gonna have to use your best judgment. but-
Right.
But I'm asking a specific question to John. Do they have to have documentation to prove?
No,
It's only a checkbox.
there's not going to be any police on this.
It's only a
The market is the police.
Oh, great.
No, listen, you put renovated 2019, the people look at the pictures and say, that's the renovated kitchen? Did you help yourself?
You just
No.
want credibility.
So, I mean, yeah, it's exactly, it's
Do it
about
again, do it a
credibility.
second
So,
time, then everybody's not gonna-
I don't know why you would want to do that. I know there are people that put things as new construction when they were renovated last year, but you can tell it doesn't make any sense. They're not helping themselves by doing that. We started with transparent communication. This is about transparent communication. Your business is going to be better if you're communicating transparently
That's right.
through your listing. So, as Rebecca said, it's going to be great when you're working with buyers who need something brand new, newly done.
I want something that's-
You're going to save a lot of time going through things and looking at pictures. Now, when you get the ones, you're obviously going to check them by looking at pictures, but that's a lot less than looking at everything that's listed, trying to figure out which is actually newly renovated. So I think it's an improvement, but obviously there's always downsides. Listen, people are going to game the system all the time. These are real estate agents. That's what they were born to do. But that doesn't mean anything. And as I said, transparent communication is going to build your business. Not being transparent is not going to help your business. So, yeah, let's do that.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is what's happening to collab?
I
Is
don't.
that changing?
No,
When
nothing is
Stratus
changing.
changes?
Nothing's changing in Stratus. Nothing. All the relationships we have will stay. Eventually, I think we'll be benefiting from any relationships Hudson Gateway had. But right now,
But the collaborate is still saying
Yes.
there's no change to that. Okay.
there has been no announced change.
How many
So,
members is Hudson?
well, together, we're supposed to have 42,000 members. Yeah. So well, what?
has some better tools than ours.
What happened?
Their, MLS has better tools than ours.
Yeah, okay.
Some of the tools they had, just like.
Yeah, well, we're getting there. So
The fees are gonna go up, I'm sure.
No,
Mm. I'm not so sure. I really don't, because this is a more efficient system. They should actually use less staff in the future. So I don't know, but I doubt, especially this year, they'd ever have a big jump. They would not want to do that. They want this to go off smoothly.
It might not be a bad thing, because if it causes people to vacate
I
the
wish,
system, that would not be a bad thing either.
unfortunately, the people who need to vacate have the $700.
All right, John, I'll
$800.
leave. That's a good one.
Yeah, whatever. Lock boxes. They have a different lockbox system. They use Supra, we use Centra. Okay? The rule is the lock boxes can stay the way they are, but if somebody from up there comes down here, we have to give them a one-day code. If you're going up there, they're obligated to give you a one-day code. So you should have access to any lockbox from here to Orange County. Okay? Our system won't work with theirs. You won't be able to use our card or whatever. I don't
Cards
see.
are going away.
Yeah,
Also.
right. Yeah, I
Century
know.
cards, though?
Yeah, the Centra card. Yeah, you have to use the app soon. Yeah, but I don't know how that's going to change anything. I don't know if they're going to be able to create an app where we would be able to get into the Supra.
Yeah.
That is not, listen, they've come so far. I mean, remember we went to that LIBOR thing when they first announced it, and the announcement was a disaster?
Yeah.
And I said, this is never going to happen next year. And here it is, March 24th, and it's happening. So kudos to them, and just let's take it as we go. There's nothing negative here except a few paperwork things that you don't like anyway, so whatever.
Matter of fact, this whole month they're doing a webinar, I think $15 for members. Then the Lugo is the one hosting it, actually starting today.
No, I took it yesterday. It's free.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. She did a very good job at doing it. And you can go to When you go to Stratus and you go to MLS rules, now you have a choice of the current rules or the new rules. So you can actually download, I did download because I'm doing the rules class. I did download the whole new rules. I'm about halfway through it, going with a fine-tooth comb. But I don't think my next class is until June, but it should be interesting when I get it all together.
Guess it'll be crowded, that class.
Maybe. You never know.
With or without
How are you
credit.
the lucky one that has to deal with the rules class? Is that, do you
Did you
sign up
pick
for that?
that?
No.
Do you like
Just punish you.
Yeah.
You're getting the rules class.
They want to make sure as few people see me as possible.
This will fix his wagon. Give it to John.
And then he's gonna start teaching them.
Well, the part of the problem is I was very lucky for the first couple of years. I didn't have any class. And so all the classes were already taken. And then Dan Ryan said, I don't want to do 2 classes when he retired. So they had this one class. He kept agency. He gave me rules. Whatever. I enjoy it. I have fun when I do it. And hopefully it will be still a CE credit course. I'm not sure how that's going to work out by June. Maybe he'll have another place besides Long Beach, but right now you can only go to Long Beach for CE credits. That's where his school is. But whatever. Okay, I just want to go through quickly easy compliance checklist. So if you go to MLS rules on Stratus, you will be able to download the whole rules, or you can download the easy compliance checklist. So listing input, enter a listing within 24 hours of a listing effective date. Enter at least 1 photo within 24 hours, and it must include 1 front exterior photo. Doesn't have to be the main photo, but it has to be there. And then when listing gets closed, all the pictures can be taken off except the front has to stay there, the front picture. Public remarks are for description purposes only, similar to what will work in an ad. Do not include contact information, names, phone numbers, website, email, links to virtual tours, no status information, no showing instructions, no offer procedures, no property addresses, no open houses, no mortgage requirement, no listing status, no broker cooperation. None of those things go into the public remarks. That's a $50 automatic fine.
Yo, is it the dude, the broker owner of Millennium, or whatever place out in Brentwood? Isn't he one of the members on this thing?
I have no idea.
He breaks that shit all the time.
Yeah. He's probably going to be one of the compliance officers. That's all right.
Sounds like Long Island.
Yeah, there you go.
I print out his listings all the time.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that this shit's even.
Right. Yeah. Well,
So
listen.
if we put big family or something, we
Do
flag.
what I say,
Not
not
what
what
I
I do. It's the way it is, the way of the world. Okay, data field may only contain information which pertains to that particular plan. All price changes, extensions, compensation changes, withdrawals, or releases of any listing contract must be writing signed by the persons authorized to sell the property, must be entered into the database within 24 hours of such effective date. Contract and closing reports must be entered to the database within 24 hours of contract signing by all parties or the closing, and the listing changed to temporarily off the market if unable to be shown for 3 or more days.
Three
What?
or more?
Yes,
Yeah.
3 or more.
Used to be
3 or
10.
more.
Used to be 10, right?
No, 10 was temporarily off the market.
Right.
This is not temporarily off the market.
I'm sorry, I missed something. Okay.
It was always, if you're going to not show for 3 or more days, it has to go temporarily off the market. Then there was a limit to 10 days temporarily off the market, otherwise it had to be withdrawn.
Oh, okay.
Now it's temporarily off the market indefinitely, and there's no date it ends. Yes.
So if we have a seller and we have an accepted offer and it's moving forward and they don't want to show, should we put it temporarily off the market, or should we just
That's a
keep
good
it and
question.
deal with
Put a letter on
and
file.
say-
Now, the best thing to do is to get a signed letter from your seller saying, I don't want to show anymore, and we put that at the front desk, and that's what danger,
No
yeah.
more.
Mike, my understanding is that have to be handwritten, we cannot type it.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
They have to sign it. It can be typed, but it can be signed.
Type it.
It cannot be on our letterhead.
Can they e-sign it?
What?
Dot loop?
They could e-sign it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, dot loop, I love it. Go for it. Participants are obligated to assist other participants with respect to the showing of a listed property, give accurate status, and allow for constant and timely access. Accurate status, very bad in this office. Our front desk doesn't, I see things on the TPL that are closed that still show available on the TPL. Every month, when I have a chance, I go and I clean it up and take out the ones that are closed, put the ones that are available under contract, whatever. But Linda needs to know when you change something. She doesn't have the time to search through MLS to see if you put something on the contract. You need to tell her it's under contract. You need to tell her it's closed. Although if you bring me the check, I send her an email telling her that it's closed. But it's much better if you just tell her. Then she keeps the TPL up to date, and all the admins that answer the phone know what the status is, because it is our obligation, clear and transparent
How does that
communication.
relate to an accepted offer? Sometimes, and I've had agents that will not convey it, and then all of a sudden I find out.
Yeah. We had an hour-long discussion at the managers' meeting. And to me, it went nowhere. It was like a draw. You know, there are people that say, well, the owner doesn't want it to be whatever. You're not stopping anybody who wants to see the house. They'll go see it if it's half signed, if you let them. So what are you worried about putting an accepted offer like you're going to stop people from coming? It doesn't work in this market. The inventory is so low. People say, I'm going to take a chance, accepted offer. Maybe I'll put in a better one. So just do it the way we're supposed to do it. Yes, yes,
Yeah, but-
because the worst thing that happens is you show it on Sunday and then you call on Monday and say, oh, it's buyer signed. And that's
the
a
point.
punch in the gut that you
That's
don't
what
need.
had happened, and your credibility is questioned because
Right.
you made the confirmation about the availability, and now all of a sudden 24 hours have changed. Really?
Transparent communication.
That's fine for us, but I'm not seeing it outside the four walls of this building.
We cannot,
Can't control it, can't control.
you are not a compliance officer.
I have nothing to do with compliance. You should know that by now.
That's exactly it. Okay, the MLS Board of Managers state that the listing broker, or whoever responds to a showing request pursuant to the showing instructions set forth in the listing, whether licensed or unlicensed, must be capable of immediately attempting to schedule a showing. Unless verifiable circumstances beyond the control of the listing agent, immediately in this context shall mean within 3 hours of receiving said request. Okay, listen, I understand. The world is not fair. Everybody doesn't follow the same rules, but we have, the whole point of me giving the rules class is to tell you, give you ammunition that helps you enforce the rules and get the offer and get the showing. It works. The rules work. Because when I call the other manager, they do not want to fill out the paperwork of the complaint. They do not want this to go any further. So there's nobody out there. I've never called a manager. Listen, they've ducked me for a couple of days. They've ducked me for a couple of days, but whatever.
Well, that's the question. Sometimes you call an office and they say, call agent.
Right.
So you call the agent. If you're getting ducked and they're not getting back to you.
You got to go to me, and I have to call the manager. And it's very rare that the manager ducks me for more than 24 hours. Very rare.
Agent doesn't get back to us. We call you. You'll deal with that. We don't call the office. Okay.
No, there's no point. You don't have the clout to do it. Then you're not expected to do that. That's not your role. So your role is to try to do it and work it out with the agent. If you can't, you need to bring that to my attention, and I'm happy to make the call. It's not a big deal. So I just had one yesterday. Agent made an offer. The listing agent accepted and told them it was presented, and in 2 days has not gotten a response. So what did I tell that agent to do? Send out the offer acknowledgement. Now they have 24 hours to say that they got it, another 24 hours to get an owner's signature on it. Now by the end of the week, what?
No, just one thing. In addition, ask for the lead paint and then compare the signatures.
Yeah.
Because I've had some.
No.
Try that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Positively. No
Okay, the
problem.
lead paint? Oh, yeah, now.
Right.
Yes.
It should be on the MLS listing, but I think.
Should be the operative word.
Yeah.
Not all the time, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I know 3 hours sounds like it's a little bit crazy, but we do the best we can with what we have. And again, we try to comply as much as possible because it's in our owner's best interest that we get as many people in as we can. You know, one of the things you can help yourself with is if you have a tricky owner who can't show during the week and you put in the showing instructions, shows weekends only, that's fair. Nobody can call and say, I have to get in on Friday. No, they do not have to get in on Friday. Their buyer's going to have to take a half a day off and go in on Saturday, whatever. But the more you're explicit in the showing instructions, the easier it is for us to manage this whole thing. Because what it is fair access. If you can get in on Friday, then they can get in on Friday.
Right.
If you can't get in on Friday, then it's fine. So that's the deal. Okay. Any instructions by the seller regarding the limiting of the showing must be authorized in writing by the seller and a copy made available immediately upon request by the cooperating broker. We do not tell Linda to say no more shows unless you've sent her a letter from the owner saying no more shows.
Can't they just upload that letter to the MLS to make it easy?
No,
And the
you don't want to do that.
No.
It
You don't
doesn't
want it to be
matter
on his
anyways,
name.
they're not gonna look at it.
Yeah, you need to bring it to the front desk and CC me.
They don't read the description half the time.
Yeah, send it to Linda, CC me, we're covered, it's all good. Cooperating broker or his or her representative has the right to participate in the presentation to the seller or lessor of any offer he secures to purchase or lease, unless instructed otherwise by the seller in writing. Again, a copy must be available made on request. So if there's an owner that doesn't want to talk to, you got a listing that's going to have 100 offers, they don't want to talk to everybody, write at the listing, get that thing signed, email it to Linda, email it to me, and then we're good.
Can I ask to the pros here? Is that a pro or a con? I usually tell the people that all offers go for me. I think it's a plus, but you guys have any
We always have all of our offers go through us.
go through you guys?
Offers are showing,
But we
all
have,
offers are gonna
we
go.
have them sign a letter too that says
Right,
all
yeah.
offers have
So
to
you
go
think
through
that's a pro
us.
because some, like, is there? I'm trying to find out if there's a pro to have
Depends on the
people.
listing.
Right.
So if you
Why?
have an overpriced listing,
Okay. Thank you.
you want all these agents
To-
calling the owner with
Correct.
the 100,000 less offer.
Okay.
You don't want to be the bad guy. You want them to be the bad. Oh, no, I'm not presenting that to the owner.
Yeah, really.
You're presenting it to
You're
the
up,
owner.
Take your best shot. Good luck. Good luck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it depends on the
Bring
listing.
bandages, because you're gonna need it.
Do you have a listing that's well priced? Yes. You probably don't want the owner to be hassled by every agent that's going to give that. You have 3 offers over asking, and somebody wants to offer 30,000 less to asking and wants to talk to the owner on how their people should get it because their dog likes the house or something. Right? It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Exactly.
I thought of that.
Okay. You must issue a written acknowledgement for each offer.
You must do it?
Must issue a written acknowledgement of each offer. Now, this is an email. Every offer you get has to be responded to. I got your offer. We're presenting it tonight, whatever.
Doesn't have to be signed by that.
No.
Seller.
No,
Okay.
just acknowledge.
Your responsibility to respond.
Yeah.
Well, people send offers and they sit out there in the wind and nobody responds. You don't know if the agent got it, if it's the wrong email.
Speakerphone, you're covered, no?
What?
You let them present over.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely.
He's got documents.
Well, then you have them, at the end of it, you have them sign the offer acknowledgement, email it to them, hey, here's that in the lead paint, you're good.
Right.
You're dead in the water.
So
but
here's
you
the
got
offer acknowledgement form. When you get one, you're supposed to return it in 2 hours saying that you got it. And then it's supposed to be presented. And then within 24 hours of when it's presented, the signature has to go to the other agent. Okay, so there will be more, but this is the outline. You see there are some changes that will affect your business. And I don't think there's anything dramatic that's going to hurt our business. There's some things that are going to improve our business. And the fact is we don't need to worry anymore about, we got the listing in the Bronx. Now we have to try to get it on Hagar. We don't. Everything that's listed here will go all the way up to Orange County, and that's a very good thing. Okay, so there's one thing. I'm going to just show a short video, like a minute. I have to get my cable, but just give me a second. Hey, Dad.
So what phone are you today?
Just the what?
The rear derailleur?
I'll snap the cable.
I can come.
Good. It's actually made for good work, because now I have to push it harder, so I don't have the lower gears. Going up the hill, it's worked well.
You should.
Oh,
When,
It's just the cable.
when is, the post home inspection?
Okay, for those that are watching this online, I will send the link to the video,
They're on your calendar.
but Quentin was on some awards